Okay, just think about your day for a second. How often do you actually, reach for that old leather wallet anymore versus just tapping your phone?
It's changing fast, isn't it?
Yeah, grabbing coffee, paying for the bus, ordering food online. I mean, the way we handle money, it's just fundamentally shifting. We're going from like physical cash and cards to, well, virtual taps.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's unpack this then. How our money is actually moving now and, what does it all mean?
Well, what's really striking, I think, is how clearly the data shows this isn't just a minor change. It's a fundamental shift in how we even think about finance. So today, yeah, we're doing a deep dive into this rapid growth of the global digital wallet market. And our mission really is to get past the surface numbers.
Mm,
We want to uncover the key trends, what's really driving it all, and how it's transforming finance globally.
right.
And all the insights we're talking about today, they come straight from this report. The Global Digital Wallet Market Forecast, 2021-2033 Insights by Cognitive Market Research.
And those numbers, I mean, the scale of the growth is just, wow, it's really something. This market, it was already valued at what, over $21 billion back in 2021?
Yeah, around 21.8 billion.
And it's projected to nearly double to over $37 billion by 2025. That's soon.
Exactly. And then looking further out, by 2033, we're talking almost $110 billion globally.
Almost $110 billion. That's just a massive jump in just over a decade.
It really is. And that kind of trajectory, it's reflected in the compound annual growth rate, the CAGR. For the global market, it's holding strong at over 14% annually.
Wow.
But, this surge isn't just happening randomly. The report points to some really clear drivers.
Like what?
Well, first, there's the huge increase in smartphones everywhere. Just about everyone has one now, right?
Sure.
Then there's the rise of these really smooth, seamless digital payment options. They just work.
Yeah, super easy.
And on a bigger scale, there's this undeniable global move towards cashless societies. Fewer people carrying cash.
So it's like a perfect storm, the tech, the convenience, and just changing habits.
Exactly. Technology, policy pushing it sometimes, and definitely consumer behavior all coming together.
Okay, here's where I think it gets really interesting. Where is this boom actually happening the most? Because it's not the same everywhere, is it?
Not at all. The regional picture's really varied. Each area has its own story.
So where should we start?
Well, we could start with North America. It's a huge market, obviously, valued at over $7.4 billion back in 2021.
Okay.
And it's projected to more than quadruple by 2033, hitting over $35 billion. That's still a really healthy growth rate, nearly 14% a year.
And within North America, I'm guessing the U.S. is the big one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely dominant. The U.S. share alone is projected to hit almost $28.5 billion by 2033.
Wow.
But it's not just the U.S. Canada's seeing strong growth, projected around $3.9 billion, and Mexico, too, hitting over $3 billion by 2033.
So what's driving it there? Because, North America already had pretty established systems like credit cards everywhere.
Yeah.
There wasn't exactly a cash-heavy society needing to leapfrog.
That's a great point. And it's different from some other regions. In North America, it feels like it's much more about convenience and the maturity of the ecosystem. Think about Apple Pay, Google Pay, even PayPal and Venmo. They're incredibly polished and easy to use now.
Right, they're just integrated into everything.
Exactly. And plus, you had the boom in e-commerce, especially during the pandemic, which really pushed both people and businesses to just adopt these methods more fully.
So less about replacing cash, more about adding better digital options for people already used to digital.
Precisely. It's enhancing choices for a digital savvy population.
Okay, so now, let's jump across the Pacific.
Yeah.
Asia. You mentioned that's where things are really accelerating.
Oh, absolutely. Asia-Pacific isn't just growing. It's the fastest growing region in the world for this. It started at just over $6.3 billion in 2021. And it's projected to soar to nearly $35 billion by 2033. That gives it the highest TAGR, over 15% annually.
15%. So what's the secret sauce in Asia-Pacific?
Well, it's a few things coming together. China, naturally, is a huge force, projected over $11 billion by 2033.
Right. We hear a lot about WeChat Pay and Alipay.
Exactly. But what's maybe even more remarkable is India. India shows the fastest growth for a single country. It's set to grow more than 5 times from 2021, reaching over $5.2 billion by 2033.
5 times.
And Southeast Asia as a whole is also incredible, showing a TGR over 16%.
So why such rapid adoption there? Is it the leapfrogging effect you mentioned?
That's a huge part of it, yes. You've got this massive mobile-first population. Many people might have skipped traditional banking infrastructure or have limited access, but almost everyone has a smartphone.
Ah, okay.
And think about things like India's UPI system unified payments interface. It completely changed instant payments, even for tiny street vendors. People went straight from cash to mobile payments.
Bypassing credit cards altogether.
In many cases, yes. So Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Taiwan, they're all seeing strong gains too. But that mobile-first dynamic in places like India and Southeast Asia is really turbocharging the growth.
Okay, Asia's clearly setting a blistering pace. What about the more established markets, like Europe? Are we seeing similar things, or is it different again?
Europe presents, another interesting picture. It's definitely growing strongly, valued at over 4.5 billion in 2021, projected to hit over 21 billion by 2033. That's a solid CAGR, almost 14%.
So still very strong growth.
Definitely. Germany's a major market, projected over 5.3 billion. The UK is significant too, looking at over 3.1 billion by 2033.
What drives it in Europe? Is it also just convenience?
Convenience is part of it, but in Europe, you often see a stronger influence from regulation, things like PSD2, the Payment Services Directive.
Right, the open banking rules.
Exactly. That encourages competition, new payment providers, and innovation. But it also focuses heavily on security and consumer trust.
Ah, so maybe a bit more structured, building trust through rules.
That seems to be a key element, yes,
Hmm.
which is crucial, for getting everyone on board with digital systems.
And I've heard about places like Sweden being almost cashless. How much is that just cultural preference versus the tech being there?
It's definitely both. Cultural acceptance is massive in Scandinavia. There's often high societal trust and maybe a preference for efficiency that just aligns really well with digital.
Right.
But you need the robust, secure systems first to build that trust. And once adoption hits a certain point, the network effect just pulls everyone else in.
Makes sense.
And you also see significant contributions from France, Italy, Spain, Russia, Switzerland. They're all part of that European expansion, each with slightly different local factors.
Okay, let's head south now. South America, another region showing big growth potential.
Absolutely. Started around 1.4 billion in 2021, but projected to reach over 7.2 billion by 2033. That's a strong CAGR, too, 14.7%.
So pretty much on par with the global average, maybe slightly higher.
Yeah, very strong. Brazil is the leader there, no surprise. But Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile, they are all showing really robust double-digit growth rates.
And is this another case of financial inclusion being a major driver?
Very much so. For millions of people in South America, a digital wallet on their phone is literally their first entry point into the formal financial system. They might not have a bank account, but they can receive payments, send money, pay bills, all through their phone.
So it's not just convenient, it's actually empowering.
Exactly. It's a tool for economic participation. In a way, traditional banking maybe wasn't for everyone.
Okay, and the Middle East also seeing a big jump.
Yep. Another region really climbing steeply, went from just over 1.1 billion in 2021 and is forecast to hit over 6 billion by 2033. The CAGR there is around 14.6%.
And given all the tech investment in that region, that kind of fits, doesn't it?
It does. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are really driving adoption. The UAE's wallet revenue alone is set to basically triple over the next decade or so. What's interesting there is how actively governments are promoting digital transformation. It's often part of bigger economic plans, diversifying away from oil, building smart cities.
Right, so digital payments are just a natural part of that infrastructure push.
Exactly, and you're seeing healthy growth in Qatar, Turkey, Egypt too, often fueled by, young populations who are quick to adopt new tech and a general push towards modernization.
Okay, last stop on our world tour, Africa. Starting from a smaller base, but still showing momentum.
Definitely strong momentum. It contributed just under $1 billion, around 940 million in 2021.
Okay.
But it's projected to reach nearly 4.8 billion by 2033. That's a growth rate of just over 14% annually.
Solid growth there as well. What's the picture within Africa?
South Africa is leading the continent, projected to hit over 2 billion by 2033 itself. Nigeria is also showing really strong growth.
And is this, again, the mobile-first financial inclusion story?
Very much so. Similar to parts of Asia and South America, where traditional banking infrastructure might be less developed or accessible, mobile phones are everywhere. So digital wallets, often just tied to your phone number, become absolutely vital for sending money home, for small business transactions, even accessing basic credit sometimes.
So again, not just convenience, but really essential financial tools for millions.
Absolutely essential. It's about connecting people to the economy. So if you tie all these regional pieces together, you really see this fascinating tapestry, don't you? Different consumer habits, different levels of infrastructure, different rules, all shaping how this digital wave is hitting each place.
Yeah, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of change. So stepping back, what does all this rapid growth, this huge shift, really mean for us as consumers and, for the global economy overall?
Well, it's clearly more than just faster checkouts, right? It feels like a fundamental change in how value moves, how people access financial services, maybe even how economies themselves can develop and grow. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What comes next? As these markets get bigger and more mature, what sort of innovations are going to pop up?
Yeah, what's the next big thing after the digital wallet itself?
Exactly. We're sort of seeing the foundations laid for entirely new financial ecosystems, maybe ones that are less reliant on the old banks, offering different kinds of access, different kinds of efficiency.
Mm. So this deep dive, it really paints a picture of explosive growth across the board for digital wallets, driven by, well, everyone having smartphones, the sheer ease of using these things, and this global trend away from physical cash. And like you said, it's not just about convenience. It feels like it's fundamentally reshaping finance, opening doors for people and businesses.
Definitely. The data from cognitive market research really points towards a future where our interactions with money are almost entirely digital. It's happening incredibly fast.
So here's something to think about then. As these digital wallets become just normal everywhere for everyone, how might that change our actual relationship with money, with the very idea of value?
That's a profound question.
And what kinds of new digital assets or maybe totally new ways of transacting might emerge that we can't even really picture right now? It's kind of exciting, maybe a little bit unsettling too, to think about how our pockets and our economies are going to keep evolving from here.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting, well, truly informed. Today we're looking at something that's quietly changing how you do almost everything financial, how you grab coffee, how you budget, maybe even how you invest. We're talking about the global digital wallet market and its pretty thrilling evolution. And this deep dive, it's powered by some really cutting-edge insights from cognitive market research. They've done the groundwork. So our mission today: uncover what's really driving digital payments forward, what's helping them grow, what's holding things back a bit, and what are the surprising trends redefining how we spend, save, shop. Get ready for some, I think, pretty unexpected facts here.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? How fast these things went from being, kind of niche tech to just essential for billions of people. It's a huge shift we're watching unfold, almost faster than we can really grasp the full scale of it.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. What exactly is pushing the digital wallet market forward right now? What are those big growth engines the research highlights?
Well, the number one driver, no question, is just how many people have smartphones now. It's exponential. And what's really key isn't just that people have them, but that they've become so affordable, so ubiquitous. They're basically the gateway to digital finance for, well, billions across the globe. This makes it super easy for more people to jump in and start using digital wallets. And, it's more than just having the phone. It's the features in the phone. Things like biometric security fingerprint, Face ID, and NFC deck. That's the tap-to-pay thing. It makes payments really secure, contactless, super fast, and just incredibly easy to use.
Yeah, I totally see that. If it's right there in your pocket and it feels safe and easy, the shift away from, cash and cards feels almost natural, but it can't just be the funds themselves, right? Merchant acceptance has to be growing too.
Oh, absolutely crucial.
Because when more shops actually take mobile payments, that's when consumers really get encouraged to switch. Actually, digging into the cognitive market research data, I saw this example I2C Inc., the global payment processor. They recently launched SharePay with Majid Al Futtaim, that big retail group in the Middle East. And it seems like a perfect case study. They're bundling payments, rewards, loyalty, all into one app. That's got to fuel the mobile-first idea even more, right?
Precisely. And that connects directly to another huge growth driver, e-commerce. It's just exploded. I mean, online shopping isn't just a convenience anymore. It's the default for so many people. And that creates this massive demand for really smooth, secure ways to pay online. Digital wallets, they speed up checkouts like crazy. They hold your payment details securely so you don't have to type them in every time. Plus, they often throw in rewards, cash back for shopping online. Makes it pretty appealing.
So it's like this positive feedback loop. The online stores push you towards wallets, maybe with discounts or easier checkout. And that makes you use the wallet more, which makes you less likely to carry cash. It really builds that cashless habit. It feels like we're watching the whole retail landscape shift towards this more connected digital economy in real time. Makes you wonder if, in 10 years, physical cash will seem as quaint as dial-up internet does now.
Could be. Could well be.
But okay, it's not all just smooth sailing and rapid growth. Every market hitting this speed has bumps in the road. What are the big hurdles? What's slowing down digital wallet adoption, according to the research?
Yeah, so cognitive market research points very clearly to security concerns as probably the most significant restraint. Even with all the strong encryption and security tech they build in, you still hear about fraud, hacking incidents, data breaches, and that stuff, understandably, makes users nervous. It raises doubts.
Right, that fundamental question of trust.
Exactly. How much of your really sensitive info banking details, ID stuff, are you truly comfortable just storing in an app on your phone? And this hesitation, it's particularly strong maybe in places where people aren't as familiar with digital payments yet, or where general trust in tech systems might still be developing.
And that fear, the fear of cyber threats, of your data being misused, that's a genuine barrier. It's not just perception, it's a real hurdle to getting everyone on board. Do you think the industry is doing enough to tackle these trust issues, or is it going to take like a generational shift in how comfortable we are with this stuff?
That's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, they're definitely working on it. Constant security upgrades, better fraud detection.
Yeah.
But overcoming those deep-seated habits, those fears, it takes more than just better tech. It needs ongoing effort, education, building that track record of reliability.
Okay, so challenges exist, definitely. But despite them, the pace of innovation in this market is just, well, wild. So let's shift to the future. What are the really exciting trends that suggest things are about to get even more transformative?
Well, one huge trend is definitely the integration of AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, ML. The goal is to make wallets smarter, more personal. Think beyond just holding digital cash. Imagine your wallet actively helping you manage your money. AI can power things like predictive spending alerts or spotting fraud in real time because it learns your specific spending habits. Intelligent budget tracking, personalized financial advice or offers. It makes the wallet much more than just a payment tool. It becomes more engaging and actually potentially more secure, too.
Predictive spending. Wow, that does sound like a glimpse into like truly proactive money management. And another thing that really jumped out at me from the cognitive market research findings was the rise of super apps. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, that's a massive trend.
We're talking platforms like Alipay in China, Paytm in India, Grab in Southeast Asia. These started as maybe just payment apps, but now they're way beyond that. They're becoming these huge ecosystems. You pay, sure, but you also shop online, get insurance, hail a ride, manage investments, all inside the one app. It's basically trying to be the remote control for your daily life. And that builds incredible user loyalty, huge value.
Absolutely. And then if you look maybe even a bit further down the road, the third really big trend is blockchain and DeFi, decentralized finance. This is where it gets really cutting edge. We're seeing crypto wallets becoming more common, stable coins, digital currencies pegged to real-world assets, even central bank digital currencies, CBDCs are on the horizon. And these aren't just different ways to pay. They kind of represent a fundamental shift. They offer things like borderless transactions, programmable money, often cutting out traditional banks or middlemen, gives users potentially more transparency, more control. And this really seems to appeal to younger people, the more tech-savvy groups looking for more direct control over the finances.
That's incredibly exciting stuff. AI, super apps, blockchain. It really feels like these trends could completely reshape how we handle our money. Not just the daily coffee, but long-term savings, investments, maybe even how economies interact globally. Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. To summarize our deep dive today, we've seen the digital wallet market is growing incredibly strongly, right? Fueled mostly by everyone having smartphones and the boom in e-commerce. But we've also got to acknowledge those real hurdles, especially security fears and the need to build solid user trust. That's critical.
Absolutely critical.
And looking ahead, wow, the potential seems huge. Trends like AI making wallets smarter and more personal, the rise of these all-in-one super app ecosystems, and then this wave of blockchain and DeFi innovation, it all points towards a future where money management could be way more intuitive, integrated, and accessible than we've ever imagined.
Yeah, understanding these forces, the drivers, the hurdles, the future trends, It's really essential, I think, for anyone trying to stay ahead
Mm,
because the way we interact with money, it's fundamentally changing right now, and these insights are key to navigating that change.
indeed. So we'll leave you with this thought to chew on. Thinking beyond just tapping to pay, what totally new possibilities might a truly integrated, truly secure digital wallet unlock for your daily life in, say, the next 5 years? What could it enable you to do?